Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Monday, May 2nd. Look at some widespread precipitation moving in throughout the day today with some afternoon thunderstorms, and we'll be taking a look at that this morning. Some key points we're going to focus on today. We do those scattered thunderstorms moving in for the later part of this afternoon into the evening hours. And the Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk outlook for much of southern Idaho. Mainly look at some isolated severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, with the main concerns centered around that hail and some potentially damaging winds. We do have two products out today. We do have a winter weather advisory starting at 6 p.m. today through 3 p.m. tomorrow. Mainly look about 1 to 7 inches, less than 6,500 feet. But as you climb higher to the terrain, especially out towards the central mountains, looking at that potential for greater than 5 to 14 inches. Snowfall outside of that winter weather advisory, looking about just a trace to 3 inches, so that includes the Snake Plain. Temperatures behind this front should drop as far as below freezing for many locations, so allowing for much of the region to see some snowfall, albeit light in some areas. Do have a lake wind advisory as well out today, starting at noon through 9 p.m., mainly from the American Falls Reservoir for some southwest gusty winds this afternoon. Taking a look at satellite this morning, we do have that area of low pressure situated off the Pacific Northwest coast, and that'll be kind of working its way through here throughout the day today. And we've seen those breezy winds and widespread precipitation pick up as we get closer to this afternoon. Here's a look at your weather risk outlook for today. Main concerns are going to be centered around the precipitation moving in and the isolated thunderstorm threat this afternoon, some of which could be severe. And we're mainly tracking some of that more moderate to heavy snow, especially in the central mountains and eastern highlands, especially today into tomorrow. But for Tuesday, looking at mainly some generally showery conditions outside of the area's winter weather advisory zones. But once that precipitation kind of works out of here for the early part of Wednesday, maybe just a few lingering showers, but the general breeziness should tape off as we head out towards Wednesday. Thursday and Friday do have a return to some more scattered showers, mainly across the higher terrain for Thursday, a little bit more widespread for Friday, but overall looking like some more light, generally upslope terrain showers for Thursday and Friday. Here's a look at the watches, warnings, advisories, and outlooks that we have right now. So we have that winter weather advisory for many of our northern zones, headed up into Montana as well, with wind advisories to our west and southwest, and that lake wind advisory through here for the American Falls Reservoir. The SPC does have us in a marginal risk outlook for today. So as far as much of southern Idaho, we'll be seeing the chance for some severe thunderstorms possible for this afternoon. Take a look at the winter storm severity index. This is kind of a decent tool as far as looking at some of the impact-wise that we can see, especially in the winter storm side of things. So we're looking at some minor to moderate impacts, mainly in the central mountains, and that's kind of where we have the winter weather advisories going in effect right now. And this is just a look at one model's timing for today, so this is kind of a breakdown for some of that timing. So by early this afternoon, we start to see those showers start to build, a line of convection in the southwest part of the state. And that'll spread towards the central and eastern parts as we get towards later this afternoon, so 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Starting to get out towards Pocatello, Idaho Falls area, and we see that main organized line. Along this line, we'll see the best potential for some damaging winds and some small to just on the verge of severe hail, so we're going to be monitoring that pretty closely towards this afternoon. But as that kind of works through, we see the moderate to heavy snow pick up, especially in the central mountains as the system kind of rotates through our area. So we're seeing some enhanced moisture transport, especially out towards these central mountains, the Lost River Range, Lemhi Range, White Cloud Wilderness areas. But that'll be continuing through tomorrow. And again, just a slight chance for some snow in the Snake Plain. Not looking at a whole lot, but those temperatures do drop off pretty quick behind the cold front. So any precipitation that falls early Tuesday morning should be mostly snow for everybody. But later part of Tuesday, we see those showers become more scattered in nature and transition further southeast. But by the end of Tuesday, we're looking at some mainly scattered snow showers, mainly along the Idaho-Wyoming border. But outside of that, things should be tapering down for Tuesday into Wednesday. And for Tuesday as well, we do have just a little bit of a risk, again, for just general thunderstorms, mainly Tuesday afternoon across the mostly eastern portion of the state. Nothing looking as severe as what we're going to see today, but just in general mind for tomorrow, looking at, again, some chance for some thunderstorms. And here's a look at the expected snowfall amounts. So we're generally looking on the Snake Plain around the order of a trace to an inch. But as you get outside the Snake Plain, and especially into the mountains here in the central mountains, we're looking at some decent accumulations, generally about 6 to 12 inches above 7,000 feet. But down in lower elevations, places like Stanley, Ketchum, generally about 2 to 5 inches. And here's a look at the percent chance of just about a trace of snow. So we're looking at generally about a 50 to 75% chance of seeing a trace of snow, at least through the Snake Plain. But outside of those zones, as you head further north, east, south, and west, those chances do increase associated with the elevation. And we can see especially here that elevation-dependent snowfall 4 inches or more. We're looking at generally the central mountains as the target of opportunity for that, and a few of those zones in our southern locations. And potential for 12 or more, that's going to be mainly confined to those higher summits, especially confined in the White Cloud Wilderness, Lost River Range, and Lemhi Range. But outside of those areas, should be no chance of that. In Storm Total QPF, we're generally looking about a quarter to a half inch for many locations, a little bit lighter up towards the Magic Valley, but up towards the Central Mountains, upwards of an inch to an inch and a quarter through some of those areas up there. Today's high temperature will be overall pleasant. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-50s to mid-60s, pushing almost 70 degrees out towards Twin Falls and Jackpot. But those areas, we will see colder temperatures, especially moving in for Tuesday. So with those colder temperatures, those are going to be getting here with those max wind gusts. So we'll see wind gusts about 30 to 40 miles an hour, mainly through the Snake Plain and higher terrain. Could lead to some blowing snow concerns up along some of the mountain passes and whatnot, but especially further south, we're looking at those strongest wind gusts in the South Hills and the Magic Valley. And for Tuesday, things drop off by about 10 to 20 degrees, especially here in the Snake Plain. So Burley, Jackpot down to 50 degrees. And as you head further north, we're back in the mid-50s to low 40s as you head further northeast. And for Wednesday, once that system is going to be out of here for Tuesday, we'll see some warming trend, especially through the later part of the week. So we'll return to the 70s by the end of Friday. But for Wednesday, we're looking at generally temperatures back in the 50s to 60s, with that warming trend continuing into Thursday, where temperatures are well above 60. We're pushing almost 75, 77 degrees as you head further west in the state. And for Friday, things slightly cool, but overall just staying in the mid-50s to low 70s, so with those chances for precipitation both Thursday and Friday, mainly across the higher terrain, but could see a few showers and whatnot sneak out onto the Snake Plain. And in summary today, we do those scattered thunderstorms and widespread precipitation moving in for today, due to that marginal risk for some severe thunderstorms, with the main concerns centered around that hail and some potentially damaging winds. Do have a winter weather advisory in effect, with some low-scale accumulations, pushing about 4 to 5 inches up in Stanley. But lower than that, it's going to be not so much, about a trace to 3. But when we talk about those higher elevation totals, you're looking about 5 to 14 inches, and outside of those winter weather advisories, maybe just about 4 to 8. Do have a lake wind advisory in effect from noon until 9 today, mainly for some gusty southwest winds, and we do have those wind advisories in effect to our west and southwest. That has to be your weather briefing for today, Monday, May 2nd. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have a wonderful Monday.